Hello, everyone, and welcome to What's New in Revit 2024. My name is Juliana, and I work in marketing here at MicroCAD. And today's presenter is Sandra Volgemuth, our applications specialist. At today's webinar, we will cover some of the most relevant new features of Revit 2024. Throughout the webinar, you can ask a question at any given point on the left-hand corner. You can ask Sandra to revisit a step or ask any questions. This is your time and we want you to make the most of it. And in the upper left-hand corner, you will find links to our social media and website. Also, make sure to check our YouTube channel. We post all of our webinars there at the end so you can share with colleagues or watch it on your own time. And without further ado, we'll pass it on to Sandra.
Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing?
Hi,
let me start by sharing my screen. My name is Sandra Volgemuth. I am an applications solution specialist at MicroCAD, and I have a background as a BIM-CAD manager. And today I'm going to take you and show you or mention and talk about a couple of the things that Revit 2024 has new for you. It's an exciting new release. I am not going to go through all the features because it has so many new things in it, but it's like I'm going to show you what I liked the most. And then one of the things that I want to mention, and I want to start my presentation with the following slide. Autodesk does listen to you. And since for the last 3 releases, actually, many of the new features that have been presented on the software have been introduced in the pipeline of development of the software by ideas that the community had. And the way that you can influence the further releases of the software is through going to the Autodesk community, Revit products, and then there is this forum called Revit Ideas where you can submit an idea. And then if you really think that the idea is worth it, you can get all your friends, family, and associates to vote for it. And it will be included in the software. So I want you to keep that in mind when you are moving on. And I wanted to mention this because now it's like 2 or 3 releases where many of the things that have changed in the software are community driven. And I'm going to mention some of them, and I'm going to point out to you which ones are community driven. So without further ado, let's go into, and I'm going to be jumping between the PowerPoint and the application itself, the software itself. So the first thing is that Revit now has a dark mode. And I can show you real quick how that looks like in the interface. If I come here to my Revit interface and I go to my options, and in the options, you go to colors, you can change the user interface to dark. And then when you click OK, it looks like so. Okay. And the home screen also changes. You also have control over in the colors again, over the canvas. So if you like the dark screen, that is available for you. Me personally, I'm not so fond of that, but we're all good. The next thing is that we have new sample model and project templates. And again, let me jump real fast to the interface. This is the new architectural sample. And if you come to the home screen, this is how all the new samples look like.
Sorry, I think we cannot see your screen. We just see the PowerPoint.
Oh, when I jumped to the Revit screen, you didn't see the Revit
No.
screen? Hmm. I'm sorry, let me stop sharing here for a moment and share actually this here. Juliana, can you give me feedback if you now see my Revit interface?
No, we can see the PowerPoint.
Okay, then I guess we will have to stay in the PowerPoint. That is.
Maybe you can stop sharing the screen and select the option that says like entire screen, and that should do it.
Yeah, that is what I'm doing right now. There you go. I'm sorry about that, folks. Let me change into the Revit. No, it's not changing. As you can see, it's not changing. Sorry about that. Okay. Glitchy.
But it would be better if you can like switch it for the Revit screen.
Yeah, and right
Yes,
now
I'm switching.
I am sharing my here. Let me. You're seeing the PowerPoint, right?
Yes.
And do you see
And you
the?
can exit the out of the presentation mode in PowerPoint and then try.
No, no. Let's stay on. Let me stay on the PowerPoint. Let me just
Okay.
stay on the PowerPoint. We're going. Maybe at the end I will get out and show you what I was going to show you guys. I'm sorry about that. Um, so you have new sample models and project templates. The new templates are interesting. They're multidisciplinary, but you still can access the old templates. Um, New templates have a whole bunch of other features that are included, like scope boxes and stuff like that. Um, they changed a couple of icons in the interface, so be aware of that. Now you have a search option in the project browser. It's in the top level of the project browser. You don't need to right click on the project browser anymore on the view all to access the search option. I think that is really awesome. Really, really, really cool. This feature where you can place multiple views and schedules into a sheet with just one click. Really, really, really cool. I really jumped up and down from that. Another thing that you can do is if you have open a view that is already loaded onto a sheet, from the right click menu, you can open the sheet directly from the view itself. Okay, that is also a feature. So in this screen, you can see all the things that really make my heart go happy, skipping around. Then this is also really cool. You can schedule your revision clouds. There is a new color book dialog box that allows you to create colors and customize the colors and then share them with all your users. Really cool. You can resize all rows in a schedule that is placed on a sheet. There's an added parameter in your schedule properties. This I mentioned already. For LT users, now you can link and import PDF files into Revit LT. Really, really cool. Next item that I thought was also very exciting to see is that you can sort your project parameters alphabetically and in the type and instant property dialog box. Let me move on because there's a lot of features. There are resizable dialog boxes. And again, this I found really useful because these dialog boxes were all a little bit clumsy. So your keynotes and your new legend and your new drafting view, and it's like 20 different dialog boxes that you can resize. And notice here, many of the new improvements, as I mentioned at the beginning, come from the community and the ideas that the community had from the get-go. So this is also very cool. You can now do your solar studies and you can measure by seconds, which allows you to fine-tune your time intervals much better. When you have a sunlight, a solar study, you can access your sun settings through the ribbon. Brand new, awesome, really cool. The sun path in perspective views, you can drag the sun from one location to another. Very happy with that. A lot of new elements can cut through other elements now. Toposolids have been improved a bunch. Now you can snap to your coordination models. Really, really useful for MEP and structural engineers that you can snap onto your linked models. I will show you that feature in a minute once I finish with my PowerPoint. Then for structural engineers, the path alignment options have been maximized. Now you have better path alignments. You can add bar bending details to reinforcement drawings. You can add bar bending details to schedules. There is an enhancement for your analytical loads. From here on, this is really cool for MEP people. You can create an energy analytical model by elements in a 3D view. So you can do either a scope box or select specific elements and just run an analytical model from a specific area of your model. Really, really useful. When you're setting up projects, your scope boxes have a height parameter that can be edited. For electrical engineers, your demand loads and demand factors, you can now specify your load classification for analytical loads. And for MEP fabrication, this was also a community demand. You can add stiffeners. So let me just real quick go to the Revit interface and show you all this from Revit itself. There you go. Let me re-share my screen for a moment. Cool. There you go. Now you can see, now we can talk about Revit in the interface itself. So, as I was telling you, the dark mode, when you start the interface, if you go to the home tab, to the project here, and you go to your options part, to your options dialog box. In the options dialog box under colors, you have the option to change the active user interface theme from light to dark. And when I click OK, this is how it looks like. And your home screen will also look dark. You can also, let me go back to options. You can also control the colors of the canvas, just the colors of the canvas. So if you're in the light stream and you turn your canvas dark, your dialog boxes will stay white, but your canvas turns dark. I find that some users will be happy with that because, I mean, if you have been used to using that dark interface for I don't know how many years, that might be interesting for you. As I was mentioning, you have new sample projects, both for all the disciplines now. Really useful if you want to get a look of how they do things or how Autodesk imagines things. I mentioned that we have new templates. So if you go here to the new templates, if you go to your drop down, you will only find the imperial multidiscipline or the metric multidiscipline templates. Don't worry about it. Don't be scared. If you go to browse, you still have all your regular templates that you're used to in the browse option. Okay, so, but again, this template is really, really interesting. Back to the interface, if I open real quick a floor plan view, just to show you how the tools look like now. So the railing tool looks a little bit different. If I go to my modify toolbar, these tools have a little bit of a different feel. I mean, it's the same tools that you're used to, they just have a different feel. They just are feeling a little bit different, but not that much more. Let me open up a floor plan view. Let me change, a moment, let me change in my options. Me not like the dark, me like the white background. I'm so used to my white background that it feels weird. So if I go to my view command and I go to load a view, notice, I'm not gonna load the view, but notice that holding my control key down, I can click on various views and that way load a whole bunch of views and schedules onto a sheet in one go. So I know that this was something that I saw this new feature and I was like, that rocks. Now, if I am in the first floor plan view, let me close the sheet and show you how that works. I'm in the first floor plan view. Notice that you have this new command here where you can open the sheet directly from the view. Really cool from my point of view. You can schedule revision clouds, as I mentioned before. From your schedule drop-down, if you go schedule and quantities, you will find that a new category to schedule down here is your revision clouds, down here. Really useful. I know that when I was in the industry, in the MEP department, that was something that we always wanted to see happening. If I open up my schedules, and I select any of the schedules, notice that you can resize. Do you see this new icon where it allows you to resize the rows, and then you can choose all, and then you can set the height by whatever number you set here. Okay, so if you say all, then you can control the height of all the rows. I'm not going to do that to that for schedule because it's going to get all messy uppy, but you could do that. Okay, brand new feature. Next of the things that I wanted to show you in the active interface has to do with being able to snap to the background model. So this here is in the electrical sample project that is within the samples. Notice that this is my background, and if I start, for example, a cable tray, notice that it gives me snap points to the background model, which I find really useful. Really, really useful. And yeah, with that, I think, a couple more things that I wanted to show you here.
Hey, I think your screen got stuck in on the schedule.
Why are we having so many issues? Give me a moment. Sorry about that.
Like it froze, but it's fine.
Yeah, I think it froze when I changed from one model to the other. I was showing you that you can snap. Again, let me show you that you can snap to the background model. Do you see that snap point here or here? And this is really cool for all the MEP or all the collaborators of different disciplines. So, having said that, let me go back to my PowerPoint to finish this off for the day. I need to just for a moment stop sharing my screen. There we go. So with that, I think I am done, and I wanted to open up the floor for questions, and I want to apologize that my screen was getting constantly stuck. So if you have any questions, please don't
let us
be shy.
know. Yeah, let us know in the corner on the left-hand corner. In the meantime, just wanted to remind you all that we have coming up next What's New in Inventor 2024 on May 17. Then on May 18, we have What's New in AutoCAD 2024. And then on May 25th, we have AI in Architecture, Generative Solutions in Revit, Inventor, and Fusion. So yeah, if we don't have any more questions, I would like to thank Sandra. That was a wonderful presentation. If you want to learn any of these topics in detail, you can always take a custom training with Sandra or someone else on our team. We also offer group classes online. So yeah, be sure to be checking the MicroCAD website for future webinars. And that concludes our webinar today. Thank you everyone for attending, and thank you, Sandra.
Thank you all. And thank you for your patience.